Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148. Call Ceiling Experts today. Quality materials, free estimates, affordable prices, professional installation, reliable and efficient service with over 20 years experience. We can build any design given to us. Quality over quantity. Lowest prices in Trinidad, so book us today.
Pleasant good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Those of you who are locked on, those of you who are watching this station, this channel, Sentinel Media Broadcasting, you would have realized by now that our program Hard Facts is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting time 1:30 p.m. Alright? So again, those of you who are locked on, we would like you all to share this video. Because tell us something, today we have a bumper program in store. We have lots and lots and lots of information that we want to discuss and share with you what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. I am your host, Imam Rashid Karim, and my co-host, Mr. Premchand Baldeo. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays to ensure that you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, benefit from what's supposed to be yours in the true sense of the words when it comes to service, when it comes to efficiency. And again, my friends, we are here to identify the anomalies, the challenges that is taking place in and around our community. And just for the records, some of you might feel that, we are targeting specific individuals. I want to clear that up with you today on our program, Hard Facts. We are not targeting no one. If you have taken the mantle of leadership, whether it be a minister, whether it be an MP, whether it be a councillor, a chairman, alderman, alderwoman, whatever position that you so desire and you seek, and maybe you were awarded those positions, and you are doing a good job, we are here to identify. We are here to saddle horses with you and ensure that you bring some sort of relief and benefit to the burgesses that really and truly put you there by means of democracy and voting, right? So don't ever feel that we are here targeting you, because I tell you something, sometimes you all need to be re-guided. And today in our program, we are going to identify and we are going to tell you of some of those things that we are planning for the near future on our program. Prim?
Thank you very much, Imam. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste and a pleasant good afternoon to all our viewers on Sentinel Media live broadcasting, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Firestick, and on YouTube. We get enough feedback there, Director? Yeah. As Imam said, we are not here to bring down anybody, to rip apart anybody's character. We are not here for that, Imam. No. We are here to let our citizens know what is happening in our country. When something good is done by whoever, we highlight that.
All right.
Okay? When those who, as Imam said, those who elected to serve the people, to serve the burgesses, and you are lagging behind, we will let you know that you are lagging behind. Yes. All right? So, again, we have a power pack program here. Mm-hmm. Our time is very, very limited. And Imam, we are in the festive season of Diwali, yeah, which will be closely followed by Christmas. Mm-hmm. And a lot is happening in the country, okay? So, we would like to start our program with the school children today. Yeah. And, I dropped my voice there, okay? The Barakpur West Secondary School. Monday, today is Wednesday. Monday we had a lot of rainfall, Imam. Yesterday we had a lot of rainfall also. And we have a video here. A video that was sent to our station, Sentinel Media, from a resident, from a parent, that is, of the Barakpur area. Director, let me have that video, please. Now that is the Barakpur West Secondary School. Look at the flooding in the roadway, Imam, on both sides of the school. Okay? Now you tell me, how those students, how those teachers, how those parents and the van drivers are going to drop those students at that school on time and pick them up. When the weather forecast for up to weekend is stating that we are going to have more and more rainfall.
Prim, we have been lamenting and we have been really and truly trying to highlight where there's a lot of unplanned development taking place in this country, right? I tell you something, in a short period of time, whole of Trinidad is going to be flooded, simply because all those trenches and catchments and water ponds and all those arid agricultural land has been taken away, right, and have been utilized either for construction, for industrializations, for some sort of, apartment buildings, residential homes, and so many different things, right? And you see, sometimes, we might be quick to blame, right, Prem? I'm not saying you, but I'm saying we might be quick to blame the agencies, especially when it comes to the borough corporation or when it comes to the municipalities and so forth. But again, this is squarely on the individual when it comes to the Ministry of Housing and Planning and Development. right? And
Imam, I was now coming to that, You pick it again from my mind and my intellect.
Right.
When a school of that magnitude, it is a secondary school.
Yeah.
Before that school was built, Imam, right? Proper planning, proper approval, and testing and whatnot was done. The whole cadastral of that area where this water would be channeled when rain comes. Here we see, after some years, all right, the front of the school is flooded.
Right. So exactly,
You understand?
exactly what I'm saying now. I'll tell you something. A thing like a school, it brings high traffic. And high traffic means that people who have land close by or situated in the boundaries of the perimeter of that school would want to establish some sort of business, whether it's a cafe, whether it's a roti shop, whether it's some sort of fundraising, generating business, right? And I tell you something, that is going to be unplanned in the sense that land are going to be filled to different levels and the water courses is going to be changed, right? And that is what is happening in central Trinidad. And that is what is happening in Port-of-Spain. If you look at what took place during the course of this week in the Bitam, and, and you look at Lavanti area, when water came down to that, that gravity, and people who, I saw a lady, right? I saw a lady on Facebook. She sat on her bed, and water was just flowing through her home. She opened the front door and back door, and water was just flooding through, and she had nothing to think about beside maybe where am I going to sleep tonight. And that is the condition, my friends. And I tell you something, all that is partly to be blamed to the individual citizens of this country. Because I tell you something, many water courses have been blocked, and we have been talking about this. I know for a fact in my area, there was ravines, and ravines would have been around 8 or even 9 feet wide, right? And people have encroached so much so.
No, it is a drain.
They block it off.
Yeah.
Remember you brought up that video where the Ashraf Road,
Yes,
Pulahal,
yes.
there was a river there. There was a river there. That river was about maybe 20 to 25 feet wide.
Yes, it
and
was.
now it is a jump across distance.
You could step across.
You could step
Yeah.
across. So it clearly indicated that people encroach or people identified via their surveyors and so forth. Like the problem with Mr. Chanka Pasad, the guy with the boatyard.
The boating, yes,
Right.
good.
Now part of the Konopia River belonged to him because that land is part of his deed. So it clearly indicates that those things have been done in the past, and people wasn't really worried about it as much. But now people are, they're getting economic minded, and they want to prepare their lands and make it, development and so forth. So what they are doing, they are going to the Surveyor. Surveyor has identified the cadastral areas, and they start filling the land.
So, Imam, while you are identifying the pros and cons of it all, the flooding is still there.
Right.
Right? So we hear from Sentinel Media, the Imam and I, that is, and our station, we would like to call upon the Borough Corporation of that area, the Mayor of that area, the Council of that area, the MP for that area, and the Ministry of Works and Transport and the Ministry of Education, all put together, lend a hand, do something immediately, quickly, rapidly, now to alleviate that situation.
Correctly said, Prim. And that is something that...
Because it is a school, Imam.
Yes, and the best time to do that is when the area is flooded. You don't go there when the water has, dilapidated and dried out. You go there, find some means, whether it be a boat, whether it be a scuba, whatever, right? And you go there when the flood is up, so that you could be able to understand clearly what direction the water is taken. And that has to be done by, who? Not the minister. That can't be done by the minister. The minister can't leave his office to come and see about that. That's the reason why you have MPs, Member of Parliament.
I mentioned MPs.
Yes.
And the ministry,
councillors,
the engineers in the ministry.
And those persons who are secondary workers to the minister.
But Imam, this is not the first time that road has been flooded. We showed that in this program already, and nothing has been done. These fellas are sitting there doing what?
Prem, I reached the point, right? I reached the point now, and I told you that earlier in the program, right? My friends, those of you who are locked on, all we are here to do is identify the anomalies.
And to wake up some people.
Some people
yes.
Tell us something. We are seeing, when it comes to the Shogunas Borough Corporation, over and over. During the course of this week, right? As we're talking about flooding, we just deviated a little bit from the
main topic
script,
here. Yes, from the script.
But what we are saying here, a police officer from Felicity, especially in the central arena, many people are, have been dying for the past maybe 2.5 weeks now, going in 3 weeks, and prominent members of the community have passed on. Like, for example, we have Mr. Krishna, Mr. Bet Parsuram, right? He's one of the contractors in the area, and he died. And tomorrow is going to be the funeral.
Another funeral going there? A
tomorrow
big
is-
funeral too?
And I tell you something, Sentinel Media Broadcasting, our channel, our station, and our crew is going down there again. And if these things are not waking up the mayor of Shogunas and the borough corporation, then something is really wrong. Then you can put a front.
Okay.
Put a
Imam, you wish to comment on this video?
Yes.
You were there yesterday?
This is it. Yeah, this is the video I'm speaking about. This is an official send-off, right? The guy was a police officer, and this is what
But the condition
this
road.
is what the residents and the family members had to pass through.
And the police
yesterday.
service.
And this is not. It didn't happen yesterday. This happened over months and months and months. And we have, when we looking at people who give comments, right? People are making comments why we don't fix it, why I don't fix it. That's not my duty. That's not my responsibility.
Are you the mayor? Are you the MP?
Did you vote me?
Yeah.
And you see, I'll tell you something. When we are, as I said before, those persons who really and truly have cocoa in the rain, if you want to call it that, right? And you are getting maybe some remuneration from the borough corporation to maybe
To post them kind of
to
comments.
propagate those kind of stupidness. We are here to tell you that is not our responsibility.
It is affecting, Imam, the people of central Trinidad and environs.
Yes, and look,
Not only Felicity people going there to cremate.
It was embarrassing to me because I tell you something. I try defending.
Imam, that is a disgrace.
Total embarrassment.
It is a cremation site, and look at, and we have been identifying this over and over, and that has been so over the years, Imam.
Yes.
Over the years.
And we have been asking over and over and over. This is an official funeral procession, right? Where they're going to have a gun salute. And
So,
all
Imam,
this.
if they were supposed to have a march past there, okay, with the gun salute, how they do that in that condition of that
They
road?
can't do it. It's an embarrassment. It's a shame. It is a shame on the Shogunas Borough led by Mayor Faik, right? We have been talking to you. We have been asking you. We want to work with you. We are not here to lambaste. We are not here to bash you. We are not here to do that. We are identifying, telling you that this area here is a well-traversed area. This area, my friends, this area is the cremation site where thousands of people are cremated on a yearly basis. And we're talking about thousands and thousands of people visit this area. Well, and that also is the fishing port.
Not forgetting the boating activities and the
Yes.
fishing activities that take place there.
And it seems as though, when people do not bray like jackass, like myself and Prem,
Imam, a comment was made. I don't know if it reached your ears,
Yeah.
but I really should have asked you before I made that comment in this station.
yes,
Right?
go ahead.
Is it because that site Hindus visit it?
It's good. No, but the problem
Eh?
is, Prem, the problem is this.
Is it because it's a Hindu site?
No, the problem is this, right? And I was in the supermarket yesterday in Felicity, right? And I started talking to the residents who came in. And I told them, I said, the Hindu community in Felicity is too passive. They're very silent. They don't stand up for nothing. That place is supposed to be well maintained,
Correct.
well paved, right? They're just staying quiet and docile.
That-
And nobody is
Yes.
listening to them.
I said that dal belly, juice belly, and yellow belly people.
And they're staying quiet, and
Yeah.
all they have to do, the hard part about it, the mayor of Shogona, who is the councillor for the area, and people are going to say we're bashing him. We're not bashing you, Faik. We are telling you that you need to put some resources where resources is needed. There's a road in Greenwich Road, that is where the mosque is. We are talking about the cremation site since the inception of the station. We have been talking about Avid Road. We have been talking about Lakan Extension. We have been talking about Kakandi Road. We have been talking about Petersfield Main Road. These are the roads we have been talking about. And you have been fixing Market Street. You have been fixing the Shogunas Market. You have been doing things, yes. But again, what about the other Burgesses? What about your area, Mr. Faik? So my friends, those of you who are locked on, please give us a call. We're going to take a short break.
Yeah.
and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hard Facts, viewed on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. We do apologize for the late start today, Imam, because of situation beyond our control, and we are going along with our program. Okay? Now, Imam, I got a call from a resident in Sandy Grande, right, who is a regular viewer of our program Hard Facts. And I was asked to relay this information to Trinidad and Tobago. The resident said that for the past 3 weeks, they have not had any water in Sandy Grande and environs. Okay? The valley is right around the corner, Sunday coming. The Hindu community in Sandy Grande and environs, they are calling on WASA, they are calling on their councillor, they are calling on their MP to do something about this situation.
Okay.
We have a caller there?
We're going to just take a short break.
Okay.
We have a slight interruption.
All right, yeah.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to continue our program.
Oh, are we going off already?
Okay, my friends, pleasant good afternoon to those of you who have now joined in our program. We had a slight glitch on our network here. Again, you know something, when we are buying space from different, different applications. For example, we are on the live stream, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook. Those things sometimes it fluctuates. And that is exactly what transpired a short while ago. The internet is like a dip, and what happened? We went off air. So again, my friends, we want to thank you all for staying. You have been in tune with us. Many of you have been locked on, and I know for a fact that some of you, you are itching, right? I just know for a fact that I had a program, Prim. I had a program on U97.5 FM radio, and that program went for around 7 years. And in the initial, the callers would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. And after a period of time, people get accustomed to letting and venting out, whatever is taking place in and around when it comes to the Islamic community. And I tell you something, I had to restrict callers. But at this point in time, we want to build some sort of camaraderie. And we are asking you, those of you who are locked on, 740-3347. You have seen that video that we have highlighted, right? You have seen it, right? You tell us, I mean, how long are we going to bring? How long are we going to, highlight this? And it is going on deaf ear when it's come to the Shoguners Borough Corporation. And that is the cremation site. We're going to show you another video on Wednesday, on Thursday, sorry. That's tomorrow, where another contractor passed on, and that's going to be a large funeral again. And we are going to show you the condition of that cremation site, which is supposed to be a sacred site for the Hindu community. And many people will be angry with me and say, hey, why you don't mind your own business? You know, Prem?
But that is our business.
No, people, I know the mentality of people.
Yes.
They'll say you're a
Muslim.
Yeah,
an imam.
And you're challenging the Hindu community.
The cause of the Hindu community, yes.
And these people, I have spoken on that. I don't care if you are Hindu, Christian, Muslim. I don't care if you are African, Indian, or Chinese.
The road is not Hindu, you know.
Yeah, I don't care about that. All I care about is that you have taken up the responsibility, and I have seen, I'm an activist, right? And I've been seeing you not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you got another term in office. And are you going to just take us for granted again and again and again, and we are going to stay quiet simply because we vote UNC? We vote UNC, and we are getting nothing from this government because you vote UNC.
Imam, you know something? I am sure the political leader of the United National Congress, somebody shushed this information about that cremation site in her ear. And, on the repeated calls made by Sentinel Media Broadcasting, and more so Imam Rashid Karim. Come on, opposition leader, you put that man there.
Yeah,
you put him there.
You realize the swearing-in ceremony was deferred simply because he was not the primary choice. They wanted to put somebody else, but again, you understand, who have more corn will feed more fowl.
Yes.
And that was the attitude of it. We are seeing people who are incapable. We are seeing people who are incapable and people who are not capable of doing anything. And they are getting high position as advisors to do things when it comes to monies that is allocated by the central government of Trinidad and Tobago to these institutions. I want to show you all something here, and I want to highlight it for you. There was a box train that was built on Greenwich Road, and the water was supposed to be running west, and the water started running east. And that is a project that has to be redone. And I want to highlight that for you all, because you all think that, we are looking for name, fame, or show. I really don't care about that. I really don't care about the politics again in Trinidad and Tobago, because it is the same old politics. Right now, you look at the scripts when it comes to the United National Congress as the opposition. You don't know what is going on there. 4 or 5 people is always, there is predominantly on the airwaves, whether it be social media, and that's it.
And they speak for the UNC,
and speak. And the others, you are seeing people sidelined. You are seeing people being sidelined over and over and over. And who is going to feel the brunt of the sword? The people, the citizens of this country. When they continue like this, fighting, in-house fighting, right? They are fighting within their own catchment. They are fighting, right? And my friends, I'll tell you something. You know what is going to happen? We are going to remain in opposition. That is the trend of thought of many people in this country. We have to stand up as a unit and identify in our different burgesses, in our different constituencies, what is really taking place. If we have an MP, my MP, the MP for Shoguners West is Dinesh Rambali. My allegiance is to Dinesh Rambali at this point in time, simply because he is the elected member of parliament
for Shoguners West.
Shoguners West. If there was another person, the allegiance would have gone to him. But at this point in time, and I believe if you are the opposition leader, all your people should be singing with one voice. And I'm not seeing that. I am not seeing that, the political leader of the United National Congress.
Imam, I have that as number 6 here,
Take it over.
Right?
Take it over.
Now listen. The Imam is speaking with a mouthful of water in his mouth.
Yeah.
He is not coming out and spelling CAT is cat or BAT is bat or RAT is rat. Mm-hmm. So let me spill the beans here.
Yeah.
In recent times, this week gone, they have been in social media and other platforms rumbling within the United National Congress.
Yeah.
The people and party supporters are awaiting with a bated breath to see the reality of the matter, and that concerns the political leader of the United National Congress. You take it from there, Imam.
Yeah, what is happening again? I tell you this, we have been trying constantly. I have been feverishly working tirelessly to ensure that, the United National Congress reach the position of governing Trinidad and Tobago, because I know for a fact that is the only time the citizens of this country are really governed properly. When you look at the PNM at this point in time, some people are being served and others are not being served. And whether you like it or you don't like it, that is the truth. I tell you something, when you look, right, and this is going to be discriminative to many of you. Many of you might feel that, what Imam is talking about. But when you look at the system, when you look at the political system, right, and you look at avenues where job specs are allocated, you are going to realize that whether you are UNC or PNM, there are people in the PNM who always remain in top position, maintaining the stability of the PNM all the time. You understand? And when you look at the United National Congress, when they come into power or they come into office, they cannot change these people because these people are already there. When you look at permanent secretaries, they are not elected position. They are positions that are filled. They are filled because of the capability and the ability of individuals, right? And when you look, my friends, you look at the hereditary movements of it, you are going to realize that when you look at the lineage, and this is real thing, This is real thing. You might like what I'm saying here, but this is real thing. When you look at the permanent secretary, and you look at the person just under her, or you look at the person just under him, and you look at that lineage, you're going to realize there's some blood relationship to take over the mantle, right? So when you feel that the PNM have been overthrown, and the United National Congress or whatever party comes in power, right? You might feel that, hey, these people are in power. No. You have to understand that these people who are the permanent secretaries and those persons, they have...
Most of the time, they control the ministries.
They control it because when the ministers are sworn in, firstly, they have to have a meeting with the permanent secretary and her team or his team.
And there's a PNM team.
Then, yes, and they are going to brief the minister, and if the minister feel that he's going to go out of line or he's going to do his own bidding, you're going to realize that that minister is going to be a failed minister and his ministry is going to be a failed ministry.
So UNC in power,
it's locked down.
UNC in power, PNM still governing.
Yes. Right? And that is happening all the way around. And sometimes people are scared to say these things. When you look at the job specs and you look at the job relationship, you're going to realize that somewhere down the line, whether it be EBC, whether it be in any different avenues of, whether it be the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Works, Ministry of Transport, there's always lineage. There's always family lineage that maybe the minister is not in power, but he can pick up a phone and call his friend. He could call his nephew. He could call his niece or his auntie or somebody and get the job done. But again, my friends, you and I, the voting citizens of this country who do not have any connection, we can't even get a Panadol in a health center. There are people who are getting surgery by the flick of a finger. Yeah. They are getting eye surgery. They are getting triple bypass.
Major surgeries.
Major surgeries. Yeah. And there are people who are standing up like dogs. They are waiting in line like dogs.
And dying like dogs.
And when they go across to the pharmaceutical department, they are said they are getting the response that medication is not there. You come back next week, and they frustrate the individual. In some cases, people die in Trinidad and Tobago before getting medication. In some cases, and this is real hard facts, this has happened in the past. People die before they get medication. I know for a fact also, things like NIS, people die and they don't get no NIS.
Correct, right? Yes.
So those of you who are locked on, please call us 740-3347 director.
So Imam,
please check that phone because people are complaining to me. They have been calling,
not getting through.
And they're not getting through. Please check that phone. So those of you who are locked on, any issue, whether it be flooding, we want to talk about that flooding, right? That flooding where the guy,
But Imam, before you go further, right? Somebody within the United National Congress needs to come out and clear the air of what the heck is happening within the United National Congress.
I don't think anybody have the testicular fortitude.
Well, intestinal fortitude then.
I don't think they have that. They don't have the belly to come out. I might say it and you might say it, but they wouldn't want to say it. You know why? Because they have everything to lose. Their whole mantra, their whole motive is to get a ministerial position, become a minister, and eat our food, and that's it.
I think Dr. Keith Rowley should call the election 3 months from now, which is end of beginning of February,
I
and win again,
Well, here, tell us something.
and win again.
And this time around, I tell you something. This time around, I don't think Dr. Keith Rowley want that position. I don't think so, because that position has become redundant for him.
It's no longer
And
attractive.
it's not attractive to the people of
Trinidad and Tobago, well said.
This period of time that we're going to reach it, there's a Kalyug period.
Kalyug, yeah.
This is going to be Kalyug in election period, my friends. So
Yeah.
those of you who are locked on, try to identify what we are saying here. We are talking real facts. Listen to our conversation here. We are not here to belittle or to malign the character of anyone. What we are saying, we are paying for a service that we are not getting.
You know something, Imam? In other media houses, what people are afraid to say, what people are threatened that they shouldn't say, and what people believe they should say but they cannot say it, is being said in Central
We
media.
are saying it because I tell you something, I don't expect no contract for $50,000. I don't get no ad for no $1,000. Nobody give me any contribution here. This program is run by Sentinel Media Broadcasting wholly and solely. And we are here, my friends, you know something as a religious duty to the country Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So those of you who are locked on, whatever problem you have, whether you went to the hospital, whether you went to the health center, whether you went to NIS, whether you went to the license office, whether you went to the police station, wherever you go and you were betrayed of your service. Because I tell you something, a lot of people calling, right? And you know something, we don't take secondary information. If we know for a fact that something was aired on another station, we're not going to lick no vomit to come here and try to regurgitate those same things. So people who are sending, they are sending information pertaining to K9 and all these things. That has been said. People understand clearly what is your position. They know for a fact that there is some sort of misbehavior in that office, and the Commissioner of Police should investigate, because people came to us. They came to us and they gave us information pertaining to that, and hardcore information with names and information that, it could really and truly, as I said before, if it is facts, we air it. If it's not facts or if it's speculation, we stay away from that, because I don't want to distribute a man's character, an individual character, and then after we have to come here and apologize, and the whole country already know that, like somebody said, my father saying not home. You remember that? Tell him my father saying not home. That is the same psychology that is being placed, and we're not going to go down that road. Other channels have done that.
Yeah.
We are not going to do that. So again, the K9 branch and all these things, you all need to get your act together, because again, when we look at the Aruka Corps held over bribery allegations. That's another thing. Ola is not saying anything. Right? We are seeing this. This is not 6 Aruka Corps held over bribery allegations. Right? This is tantamount to what?
Corruption in public office. Misbehavior.
Yeah, misbehavior in public office. So something, people have to come out and something, they always sweep it under the carpet and believing that it is going to get mold. You understand? When you sweep that garbage under the carpet, it is going to
you know something, Imam? With all due respect to Mrs. Ola, the Commissioner of Police, ma'am, you don't only send releases to the press. You need to face in the media.
Yeah,
right? Don't be scared. You need to face in the media, answer questions as best as you can. That's all.
And I think, right, I look at her countenance, and I think Miss Ola can handle herself.
Yes, she can.
She can handle herself. But it seems as though the same advisors that have been advising Kamala Prasad Bisesa, I believe is the same advisors that is advising Ola, the Commissioner of Police. Right? And there's a lot of misstep. I believe she is the Commissioner of Police.
And that's an independent office.
And that is an independent office, and she has a certain amount of time. And she has to come out vociferous and do things, whether you are a woman or what. People might say you are a woman, you are soft and all these things. I don't think so. I don't think Ola is that. I think Ola is capable of handling herself. Right? And she don't need a mouthpiece like me or Prem to say that.
But Imam, are there external forces above her that is debarring her from speaking out?
Prem, all those offices. You cannot be the Commissioner of Police just so whether they say it independent. It is not independent.
In Trinidad.
Because I'll tell you something. When you look at the people who select, right, all those positions, it is really partisan political positions. It has to be digested properly. it has to be adjudicated properly, and it has to be sent across properly that you are going to hold that office. You have to be careful. You have to, you have to tread the pathway in such a manner that you will not encroach on the rights of certain politicians in this country, namely maybe the president, the prime minister, or persons in high authority and all these things. So those are guidelines that would be set, because when was the last time in this country, when was the last time, with the exception of Basdev Pandey, where he got, I think, a couple of hours in prison? A couple of hours in prison.
Yeah, I was there when he went to free him.
Yeah, a couple of hours in prison, right? But when was the last time somebody was held, right? And really and truly punished for the crime that they have committed in public domain? When was the last time? And that and a blue fall cock we can't see. That and a blue fall cock we cannot see.
Let me take a break here.
Let me take a break.
Break long overdue.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hard Facts, viewed on Sentinel Media Lives. And Imam, we would just like to shout out one or two loyal listeners and viewers that we have. Brian Mercer from Digo Martin, Jules Mercer, Pastor Andrew Darin, Marlo from Guayco, Maniram from Pinal, Mukesh from the historical site, Jai from Gandhi Village in Debe, Henry, Dindial, and many others. I think you have some you would like to?
Special gratitude and thanks to Shirley, Zora Khan, Esther Karim, Moses, Elsa Ansar, Devi, the list continues, Betty Balde. So many persons have really been part of our live show. For the longest while, they have been on board. And we are not forgetting you all. So just please try to see if you all can muster up some support within your own framework, right? And men like Damian Stanford, you all, I know you all are capable. I know you are activists in your own communities. Like Mr. Stanford, there's so much problems that is taking place in that area that you are from, the Beetham area. When we look at Valencia, Zora Karim, right, and Esther Karim and all those persons from Arima and South, right? You all, there are many problems. You all have the time. You all have been supporting our program Hard Facts. We do appreciate it, right? We do appreciate it wholeheartedly. But what we are saying here is that if you should make a shout out and you call this program, do not feel that somebody's gonna disgrace you or somebody's gonna rebut you. No. Sometimes when person hear another caller make a clarion call pertaining to maybe something that is bothering them,
they would lend support to it. Yes.
They would lend support. for that, number one, and then it will give the other people incentive
A
to
boost,
call.
yes.
Like, you know, the lady who talked about, she called last week in our program, Saturday, and she talked about the garbage truck, right? She talked about the garbage truck. Now, normally, Shogunas Borough Corporation would have an excess truck, which is Tuesdays and I believe on a Friday, right? Tuesdays or Thursdays. But what I saw is this, and the lady came back to me today and she said, Imam, I ain't seen the truck passing. But I told her, I just, as I say, I tried to defend the borough, Shogunas Borough. I tried to defend it as much as possible, right? The lady is saying that the garbage, Diwali is Monday coming.
Sunday, yes.
Sunday, Monday,
Sunday, yeah.
right? And what is happening, there's lots and lots of rubbles and garbage that people have put on the roadway. That has to be moved out because it's going to be an eyesore. If rain comes, number one, it is going to be washed back in the drain, like what transpired with that individual from Caparo. And we want to say something here. The flood victim who drowned, right? And we have that video, Director? I think that video is number 9. Right, where the flood victims died.
There's somebody watching on there?
Yes, it is so sad. He lost his life. Now somebody tried to assist.
Bridges,
Guy is 52-year-old from the Carapo area. That's the guy there, right? And he was really struggling. I don't know how he fell into that, but it's a sad, sad, sad thing that transpired. And we on this program, Hard Facts and Sentinel Media Broadcasting, we would like to extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to the family of that individual. Because I tell you something, you know when that hand came up the water so, right? And they didn't grab on. You know, I was praying that he would just grab it on and hold on. But again, maybe his number had been called and God have taken him back. All right? So again, to the family, we do sympathize with you all, and please, you know, do not lose hope. Always remember, behind every dark tunnel, there's a silver lining. Okay?
Yeah, but as you're on that silver lining talking, ma'am,
Yeah.
there's an individual hiding behind a fake profile. And gentleman, your name is John Wick.
Yeah.
All right? And you are saying with your nasty, stinking comments that the Imam should take his money and his truck and his backhoe and fix the cremation site. What the hell is wrong with you? The Imam is the mayor or the CEO of Shogunas Borough Corporation? Is the Imam the Minister of Works and Transport to pave roads? We know who you are. We know why you're working, and we know why you're saying that. You're a hypocrite.
Right, so again, John Wick, the guy is John Wick.
John Wick is the name.
Let us continue. We gotta tell us something. To me, right, I've been in the media for a long while, a long, long while. I had a program on U97.5 for 7 years when running, and that was a really and truly a hit program. And I did a lot of programs, so I'll tell you something, there is no negativity when it comes to publicity. Now these people, they have nothing to do, because I'll tell you something, they are paid trolls. They call them paid trolls. They sit in offices and they try to respond, but I'll tell you something, the best response is silence. I wouldn't respond to that in a program. I don't know how you pick it up.
I have to.
Yeah, I wouldn't respond because
Right?
I know for a fact.
He want you to fix it.
Yeah.
So what the hell we have a mayor here for and a
the
councillor?
thing about it, they getting a little chichikari. You know, they're getting a little bit of money, whether it be from the office staff or whether they're getting money, maybe a job via the network that they have. And you are making, statements like that, why I don't fix it.
That
And,
statement.
that is the same guy, and this person is a person from Felicity. He lives in Felicity.
I'm not going to that. That statement.
And he could never be a Hindu. He could never be a Hindu because it's a Hindu issue that Imam Rashid Karim is trying to rectify. Because I go down there because people call me, the Hindu community, many places when I go as an Imam, they say the Imam is here and we would like the Imam to say a few words on behalf.
Correct. You are a highly respected member of the Hindu community.
I remember this. One lady died. No, before she died, I tell you this, and this is not a make-up story. That is why I sympathize with the people in my community, because I could go Lanchback and live. I could go Westmoreland and live, but I choose to remain in Felicity.
But Imam, again, most of your customers here are Hindus too. You're a businessman. You have to be neutral.
And not that alone, Prem. I am part and parcel of this community. I could have set up a hotel. I could have set up a rum shop. I could have set up a bar and make money out of them. No, I'm not doing that. I am doing legitimate business. I'm selling lumber and steel and poultry and all these things.
But by making that statement against you, you know what he has done? He has said in unspoken words, in silent language, why the hell if people are felicitated to buy material and fix the road?
Yeah.
That's what he has done.
Exactly, and this is the small-mindedness of people like those John Wick and those fake profiles. Look me, I tell you something. Anytime I'm making comments, my face next to the comment. Be brave enough like me, or look, come out and fight. We fought an election, right? And I am still waiting. I am still waiting on the United National Congress to issue a official result for the Shogunas West internal election. We have not received that up to now.
Yes, the way what was the name of
the internal election, right? Where we campaigned, we were the secondary group,
yes,
and we were telling John Public that how it is that the councillors and the mayors and those persons in authority, those are the ones who are in that team, and that team was supposed to select candidates. So who is selecting who?
They will select themselves.
Yes, and when you look at the national executive of the United National Congress, the same things are playing off there. You're going to have 6 MPs, 8 MPs. Who is going to select the MPs? So if you are non-functional, you can select yourself to represent the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why we
and the electorate have no choice but to vote for you.
That is the reason why I threw in my hat in the ring long time. When we brought home Moruga Tableland for the United National Congress, my name was singing in Balize House, like, it's a ballad. It is a big ballad, a big song, Imam Rashid Karim, watch him. Imam Rashid Karim, that was singing in the house of Balize. You understand? When we brought home that seat, not one day after that election did the political leader of the United National Congress ever call Imam Rashid Karim and say, Imam, I want to thank you and your boys. We know for a fact that you worked 11 days tirelessly with the Muslim community of that area, and you brought home 796 votes for us.
To win the seat.
And
you wanted to rake me into that nonsense.
And I told you to come. I told you to come with me, but again, you do the right thing, because I tell you something, nothing is done in this country where you don't get kicked in your rear. Right? So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to close up our program here today. But I tell you something, in politics, there is either Maha Nimakaram or Nimakaram. Big Nimakaram or small Nimakaram. There is no righteousness when it comes to politics, because there is no room for righteousness. Politics have a morality of its own.
Hello and welcome to Kakandi Drugs Pharmacy. We supply a wide range of medicine, supplements, over-the-counter medication, prescription medication, and medical equipment. Visit us today at Kakandi Road, Felicity, Chaguanas, or contact us at 345-6148.
So welcome back, friends, to our program Hard Facts on Sentinel Media Live Broadcasting. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and with me in studio is the Chief Executive Officer of this station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting, Imam Rashid Karim. He's a minister of religion. He's a businessman, may I add, astute businessman, and he is a people's person. Am I right, Imam?
Correct, is right.
He is a people's person. No,
Just a frame. That might be in my mentality and your mentality, but I tell you something, there's haters all over. People like John Wick, your partner there.
but Mr. John Wick, let me tell you something. We know who you are. You are not a he. You are a she. And I don't know if you are a he-she. Because people texting this program right now and saying you are a member of the LGBTQ. I don't know what the heck is that.
Yeah.
All right? So don't try your loaders thing here in this program. You're dealing with big people here. Now, Imam, you know, a few weeks ago, you said that, you know, the moderate, the estimation that you gave, the projected figure would be around 550, 560.
Yeah.
Up to this morning, it was 492 in Trinidad and Tobago. Wait, is that Obiaman, Asiaman?
No, I'll tell you something. Prim, I'll tell you something. That figure is erroneous. That is not right.
Which figure?
That 492.
Uh-huh.
Because last week a body was found, a woman body was found.
We do it murder and homicide.
Well, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
The woman died and her body was thrown on the roadside.
Okay.
So that's a homicide.
Yeah, we're not doing it drowning and whatnot.
Right, we're talking about that murder. She was murdered and thrown on the roadside. And we saw again another woman body was thrown along the roadway in San Fernando.
In Tobago, one in Tobago.
And one in Tobago.
Yes.
So when you add up all these women being killed and nobody's saying anything, we are not hearing nobody saying women are dying like fly in this country, Trinidad and Tobago. They have been murdered, raped. I'm sure they have been raped, murdered, and thrown on the wayside. Woman body found along roadway in San Fernando. Last week it was in Railway Road in Cunopia. One in Tobago. And nobody's saying anything. What happened with the country? What happened with all those talk show hosts? What about all those activists, women activists?
I'm not going to say that, yes. Women's arm of the United National Congress. Women's arm of the People National Movement. Women's arm of the Hindu Mahasabha and Islamic.
Only when election time comes, thinking that they will get some benefits from the government of the day. No, my friends. We are talking about last week, you know, a girl who was just 5 years old was locked in a car.
Yeah.
She's recovering well. That's another tragedy. If that child would have been there maybe for some more hours, that child could have lost her life. Now, these are the things. Now, I am not saying delinquency there. But what I'm saying, maybe the mother stepped out and maybe something transpired and she could not reach back in
Imam,
time.
you're making an excuse.
Yeah,
I, Premchand Malil, and I know you, Imam Rashid, will not leave your child or your grandchild in that car and go anyway.
No.
If it's for 5 minutes or whatever. I'm not doing that.
No.
All right?
Yeah, so I take my wrong way.
You have to take it.
I take my wrong.
You have to take it wrong.
I do apologize.
But this time you're wrong.
Yeah, I do apologize.
Yeah.
Right? So again, my friends, we are talking about crime rate in this country. Right? We are talking about the crime situation in this country. And it is overbearing, it is overrated in some cases, because I tell you something, and underrated in some cases. Because I tell you something, when you look at 492 statistics for today, right, and you look at those murdered women, I don't think that was added here. And there are many, many persons who are missing. Relatives cling to hope, right, on the 22nd birthday of missing man. That is another headline that we saw. We saw that, right? We saw these things happening on a daily basis. What about all those missing teenagers? Where are they? Are they alive?
Human trafficking, yes.
So when we look today is the 7th, right? We're talking about 24 days, and we're talking about 24 and say 30, 55 days. And in our country, my friends, there's more than 3 murders, and there's a peak period for murder rates in this country. When we talk about
hunting season.
Yeah, hunting season. Yeah. Hunting season for animal is 6 months.
5 months.
5 months.
Yes.
And hunting season for human being in Trinidad and Tobago is 12 months.
Open season.
Open season every day, morning, noon, and night. It is open for hunting human beings in this country, murder them, rape them, take their wealth, and nobody is really truly standing up. When you look at the opposition, they are not vociferous enough. They are fighting. There's a lot of in-house fighting, and all they're concerned with, I will be MP. They are satisfied with being an MP. And you and I, we are battling it outside.
Being an MP in opposition, they're satisfied with.
That's all they care about. I'm an MP. I may be having maybe getting the perks and the benefits of office monies and all those things, and that is all they concern with, because in a government and out of government, they are still benefiting, while you and I, the normal hardworking citizens of this country, we have to pay the UNC, we have to pay the MPs, and we have to pay the ministers, and we have to foot the bill for all these anomalies that is taking place in this country, and we staying quiet. Yeah? Let me tell you something, Prem. We talk about TNTech, right? I saw an ad where people were advising now to do these solar panels, right? Now that solar panel system, that is a good venture. Why it is that the government could not, if you know fuel price going up and so many things going up and the price of electricity, you are the government of the day. Your job is not to make the life
of people difficult. Correct, yeah.
Your job is to make it at ease. Not all the time you just tax. No.
Remove the damn importation tax from the solar panel.
Solar panels, that's exactly what I'm saying. And let people have a choice. Well, here were the farmers could put up 6 panels and they could do the cameras, they could do a fridge, they could do a little microwave, a little TV or something, and they could get their act together and benefit from the solar energy that is in Trinidad and Tobago. Why that is not available? Why the economists, the so-called economists who are ministers in government cannot advise the ministry, right, the finance ministry and the relevant agencies to do something like that? Let people bring in solar panel and let them benefit from lower cost of energy. Is that a trip to the moon? Huh? Like, you know, I read this. The first time Prime Minister of India really smiled is when
when they went to the moon.
When they went to the moon. Somebody told me that. And I said, I really had to do research on that.
His mother said, since he born, he never smiled. The only time he smiled is when they landed in the moon, India.
Oh boy. Okay, so my friends, again, today's program, really and truly, we identify a lot of them. Pray, maybe you can recap.
Well, Imam, I just wanted to add this, that, 38 people have received what you call a license to carry pepper spray.
38 people?
38 people, right?
Like to make pepper sauce.
To make, so for those of you who wish to carry pepper spray, there is a format. You get the application form, you apply, and you send it up. Whatever are the particulars, you furnish that, and hopefully you will be issued with a pepper spray by the relevant authorities.
Prema, I want to ask you something. Last time the Prime Minister was bold enough to say that $40,000 was paid to get a firearm license.
Yeah, he said that.
He called a dead figure.
Dead figure, yeah.
I wonder if people had to pay that same kind of money to get a pepper spray, right?
Maybe a 5,000.
A 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. We just speculated on this program. This is real talk, hard facts.
Yeah. So my friends, earlier I was saying that I got a call from a resident in Sandy Grande that they had no water for the past 3 weeks, Imam. And they need this water for their Diwali cleaning up, for their everyday hygiene and everyday living. Yeah. Okay? Also the people of Woodland. All this amount of rain falling, Imam. All this amount of water backing up and whatnot, flooding. And people don't have water in the taps. All right? Wasa, you need to do something about that, okay? And before we close our program, Imam, Trinidad and Tobago and the world at large would be celebrating the Grand Festival of Lights, also known as Diwali, on Sunday coming, which is next 3 days. And, we hope, we in Sentinel Media here, we hope and pray that this Festival of Lights, this fasting that the Hindus are doing, and the prayers and the giving of gifts and alms and whatnot, brings about a rapid change in the lives of our citizenry. That is relief from economic strain, all right? Relief from banditry, peace of mind, smiles on our people's faces, safety in their day-to-day activities and in their homes when they rest their head to sleep at night.
Well said, Prem. So again, my friend, my concluding remarks would have been, as Prem would have identified to you, be the change that you want, right? Yeah. Be the change that you want. Right? You want to see Trinidad and Tobago a better place, then you want to start making it. You have to take responsibility and stop shoving that responsibility to the other people. And that is the reason for this program. We are here taking up the responsibilities and the challenges. Identify. We are no counselors. I'm not the mayor of Chaguanas, right? I'm a normal, hard-working man, because when I finished the show, I had to jump into my apparel, go downstairs and start to do my work normal as ever. Go and sell my vinyl, sell my paint, as you were talking about the paint.
Imam, I see a sealant pack up in front there, they offloading paint. Eh?
Yeah.
A sealant, boy? Yeah. What wrong with you?
What up?
And I see a next sealant with water pump and all kind of fittings. I see a next sealant come with Z-Polin and beams. Thing good.
So what I do in Prem, I'll tell you something.
You better fix it.
For those of you who are listening, right? I told Prem a while ago, the profit margin in those items is sometimes, in some cases, $5. $5. Prem doubt me. Because Prem say, when he come to buy, he does not normally try to knock me down again.
Of
Hey, you're
course.
your partner, this
Of
way.
course.
And I used to tell Prim, I said, Prim, it's just about $5 you're making in this way, but don't worry, I will give it for the cost
I
price.
should tell me lying too.
And, yes, and I tell you something, when Prim see the bill, when he saw the prices that I am paying and what I said, like for example, let me tell you all something, all kaleidoscope paint, and listen carefully, going to start selling for $65 effective from today, because a container of paint was downstairs, kaleidoscope paint, all kaleidoscope, all the colors. We're talking about every single color in the kaleidoscope chart is available. One of the fastest selling paint right now is kaleidoscope paint, and I tell you something, the best color that is the fastest selling color is dolphin gray. Dolphin gray is a nice smooth color and a lot of people buy. So if you want your paints, you want your vinyls for this Diwali period, you come down to Island Express General Hardware. When you support me, I will use my funding to assist other people in my community as well as communities around Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to say thank you all very, very much to our loyal listeners and our loyal supporters, Davy and all those persons, Shirley and Zora and Betty and Ansar and Sanford and Damien and Moses and Elsa, you name it. We recognize you as part of Hard Facts team. We want you all to be brave. Maybe write down something. You want to say something, write it down and read it out. Call the number 740-3347 for our next show on Saturday. So those of you, I'm giving you an assignment. All my loyal listeners, all our loyal listeners on this program, Hard Facts, call the program. We're giving you an opportunity. We're giving you 2 minutes. Tell us what you have learned from our program and tell us, what you would like to see us doing in the very near future, because our program is here to stay. Whether John Wick or John whoever condemn us and saying that the Imam should go and fix the cremation site, they are saying that I should fix the cremation site. Well, let me tell you something, Brother Bataban, I could fix it. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. But the point is, the government of the day has allocated spending money for you all, right? And that money is going to go in all your pocket, right? Via fraudulent activities, right? So don't call me and feel you're going to bump your gum and say that why I don't fix it.
Yeah, but
Because
Imam, people has been selected, elected, and voted into office to fix that. That is their portfolio.
And let me tell you something. A big contractor died, right? I'm telling you all something. That's for Saturday. And we're going to show that video. If rainfall, well, I tell you something, it's more pressure in all the ways. Mr. Faik Mohammed, right? That gentleman assisted in many ventures in Felicity, right? That he ran Sundar, PR, Ram Sundar, Parshuram, Ram Sundar.
That's a big contractor.
Right? And they assisted in many activities when it comes to religious, when it comes to public, when it comes to political, you name it, they assisted the community of Felicity. They never really take, the kudos for it, but they did a lot of helping when it comes to the temples, the churches, and all the other places, they assisted. And I believe that that road should have been fixed. But again, because of the lackadaisical attitude of many persons who take up responsibilities, they feel that, because we is UNC for life, and this area is not going to be PNM. You see, if PNM will listen to people like me, and they put good people, right? They put good people to represent, this whole area could go PNM. You put a man to run for Felicity, and they don't see him. They don't see that man, and them fellas making money. They don't see them. You understand?
Hiding behind TikTok videos.
So again, we want to thank you all. May God Almighty bless you. May He keep you all safe. May God Almighty protect you and your families. And again, before I close, I just want to remind, the family of the deceased who have drowned via that flooding. Somebody has to be held responsible for that. And if there is negligence, whether it be in the walkway or negligence in some kind of thing there, and people can identify that, we have to start suing the government of Trinidad and Tobago and those councillors and burgesses and different offices who is responsible for all those anomalies, because maybe that guy is crossing in one of those wooden bridges.
And the bridge broke out.
Yes. And the bridge broke out. Right? So these are things that we're going to talk about. Again, we're going to have roving officers come in your area, right? Sentinel Media roving officers are going to be passing through and asking you all maybe to do a video clip, maybe to do an interview on situations that is affecting you. Like one person, right? I tell you something before we close. Just show the video, but I tell you something. Just show the video with the guy, but don't put the volume. I'm just telling you something. This is how sometimes you have a director. So to the family again, we sympathize with you all, and we ask God Almighty to bless you and grant you all patience in your time of grief. Thank you all.